AAA insurance versus Allstate insurance. Which one is the most powerful company and the best option for you? Well, today we're going to dive into that, and we're going to go into the benefits, the pros, the cons of both companies, and find out which one in your state is going to be the best option to go with. Make sure you stay till the end because I've got some tips for both companies that'll get you some better deals. So starting with Allstate, one of the most common names out there. They're a large company. A lot of you probably didn't realize that they actually were owned and created from Sears Roebuck. And it's funny because Sears is pretty much mostly out of business and Allstate is thriving beyond belief. So from that group of companies, they initially wanted them into their Sears companies, and they had local agents there, has grown very, very large. Even today, they have over 12,000 actual agencies, offices where you can go and talk to a live agent. That's one of the huge benefits, and we'll talk about how AAA combats that, which is a little bit better than the way Allstate is doing it. One of the things that a lot of people don't focus on, and we're still talking about Allstate, is that they were listed in 2017 on the Forbes best list for being one of the best employers. Now that may not be super interesting to you, but if you really step back and look at that, when I've done other reviews for companies on this channel, you'll notice that we talk about the employee engagement, because the way that you're treated is based on the way that the company treats the employee. So if the company is just running a sweatshop, making people work, and you're constantly losing people and you're firing everybody and everything's going crazy, then you as a customer, when you're calling into that chaos of a mess, is not going to get the best experience. You're going to see money flying all over. They're not going to be as stable. They're not going to have that AM best rating really well, and they're just overall not going to be a great option. So when you see that only a few years ago where Allstate was listed as one of the top, which is an achievement, it's very difficult to get because there's hundreds of insurance companies out there. It's great to see that they are focused on taking care of employees. Now, if you are an employee of Allstate, I'd love it in the comments below if you would let me know. Same thing for AAA. I'm curious to see what your experience working for those companies are. And more recently, Allstate actually was listed in Newsweek's for this year, 2021, for being the best service agency and company to go with. Now, I personally find that hard to believe a little bit. It is a smaller production compared to like your AM Best and your Consumer Reports and things like that. But having that reward in any aspect with any company is really a good thing to have. It does make me want to dive a little bit deeper into that, but we'll just accept it the way it is. Don't forget to check out our new channel sponsor in the description below, Cover. Cover Insurance is a hassle-free app where you can shop over 30 companies in less than 5 minutes. What are you waiting for? Make sure you're covered. Now, AAA has a lot of achievements as well. They've done really good, and they're the #1 place for even the government to reach towards. Because whenever you see news articles or TV shows where they're talking about the weather or this vacation, it's Thanksgiving, and how many people are going to be on the road, most of the statistics are from AAA. Not so much to do with insurance, but it's more so to do with their road service. AAA requires that you purchase a road service program or a card that includes road service, trip ticks, and different benefits and discounts that you can get throughout the time. Now, the cheapest end, you can pay about $44 if you go through an agent, and the high end, you can spend over $120 for one membership, which is different benefits and towing levels. So if you see it as a benefit, you're gonna lead kind of towards those middle options, where I actually discussed in the video here where we went over AAA's road service and towing as an option. I'm personally not gonna give you guys AAA a little bit of clout because I know we talked about how great Allstate is with all of their achievements. Your website sucks. It pisses me off every time I go to your website because you guys are broken up into sections. And if I want to look at California, but it realizes that I'm in Michigan because of my IP address for my computer, you're going to kick me out of the California website and make me plug in a zip code. I literally can't search your website for California. I can't search it for New Jersey. I can't search it for a ton of places unless I trick the system and make it think that I live somewhere else. So you may think that's a great thing, but to be honest with you, if I'm moving from one state to the next, you're losing customers. You've got to fix that, and that's a big frustration that will probably hurt your net promoter score over the course of the life of your business. So this isn't the part where I try to harp on AAA. I do love them as a company, and I actually use them as one of the companies that we use. And I actually have a ton of clients that are with them. There's some great and some frustrating points to both of these companies. Overall, I think that AAA does have a little bit of an edge on Allstate, mainly because they are being a little bit more innovative, where Allstate is kind of just a generalized, decent company for car insurance. If you're looking for home insurance, there's nothing spectacular that they do or say that sets them apart. Where they win the most customers is having a really good price in a handful of states. For example, like Texas right now, or even Florida, you have Allstate and State Farm fighting for those #1 spots. They're trying to get the most clients. And especially after all the disasters and the raisings of prices in homes and all the things that are happening right now, they are really doing and winning over most companies. I did do a review for Allstate versus State Farm, so if you guys want to watch that one, that will be up there as well. In general, I would recommend subscribing if you're interested in more videos like this. Make sure that you turn that bell icon on so you don't miss any future uploads. So even though AAA, frustrating as it is to have to buy a membership, most everybody needs to have the towing and road service. I do get it. If you have a new vehicle or if you're leasing a vehicle, a lot of times those come with it. And even your cell phone providers give you some sort of purchase for $3 a month you can buy road service. Ultimately, if you really think about it, the AAA membership is a huge benefit, not because of the towing and the road service, although that is kind of a nice thing to have, but because of the discounts you get. It doesn't matter what you do or where you go, there's almost a guarantee that everywhere you're at, there's a discount with AAA. And the one thing that they've done was make it simple. AAA has made it so simple, which we do talk in that video I mentioned before, but they do make it simple to the point where you just turn on your app, it knows your location, and it will pop up different places that you can get discounts at. So if you're at the local store or at a local restaurant, you might actually get 5 to 10% off just by living your standard lifestyle. All right, let's look into some numbers and actual facts. Thank you to bankrate.com for providing some of the statistics that we're going to use today. There's some really good information. So even though AAA is an A- rated company from AM Best, which isn't horrible, but it's not right up there with the top companies, they did beat out Allstate with an overall Bankrate score of 3.8 versus Allstate's 3.6. The reason they got that was they pulled some data from JD Power, AM Best, and overall they have thousands of quotes, and they put in their own data based on a couple that are around the 40-year-olds doing the 100-300 coverage and doing the uninsured motorist full coverage on a car with the $500 deductible. So based on all of those statistics, they took that data, plugged it in, ease of use, customer service, all of that combined, AAA beat Allstate. The other part that played a factor was in this example across the average of 50 states, the cost for AAA was less expensive. They came in at about $602 versus the $697 mark. Now that one was more so the minimum coverages. If you're looking for more of the higher end coverage, like I mentioned as the example, that is going to be more of a $2,000 a year for AAA, and they lost to Allstate, which is about $1,921 per year for those costs. So in the long run for the minimum coverage, AAA had the better deal, but when you're looking for more of that full coverage, full package options, AAA comes in a little bit more expensive. That's one of the reasons I kind of like that AAA offers different things. Remember how I said Allstate was a little bit more standardized? AAA adds packages that you can add to your car insurance and your home insurance that give you all these extra little boosts and these extra benefits. So if you want to have a better coverage, more OEM parts, more exclusive pieces that most companies don't offer, they're going to have that better fit for you overall. So credit plays a factor in almost every situation. We call it an insurance score, and there's a legal way that they do it. I know everyone's frustrated when I say this, but it's a piece. It is what it is. I'm going to show you the information and let you guys decide whether you like it or not. AAA with poor credit is higher. And I can see that from experience. One of the great pieces is that they rate everybody in the household if you choose. So when I'm quoting a AAA policy, I can choose mom, dad, sometimes the kid has better credit. And so they'll allow me to use their credit score no matter who it is, where most companies, and I would assume that Allstate only lets the primary named insured, the first person listed on the policy, to run their insurance score. Sometimes they'll let you flip-flop them, but then it's more work and you have to deal with all that. Oh, my wife's first. Oh, my husband's first. Most of us don't care, but if you do, that's going to be an issue. So poor credit, $3,700 with AAA versus $3,200 with Allstate. If you get into excellent credit, you're $1,600-ish with AAA versus $19, almost $2,000 with Allstate. Huge difference. So if you have really good insurance score or credit score, AAA is most likely going to be the better fit overall. Age rating plays a huge factor, as you've seen with many of our other videos, so we'll just say the age range quickly. I'm going to pull it right from their data. So age 16 is about $3,200 for AAA, 24, almost $2,500 for Allstate, $5,400 at 18, and $6,200. I'm going to round these off. Age 25 is $2,300 versus $2,600. It's starting to level out. Age 30 is $2,000 versus $2,300. Age 40 is $2,000 versus $1,921. Age 60 and above, $1,800 versus $1,900. So it's kind of funny that Allstate came in a little bit more competitive when they're 40, and the data that we're using from Bankrate is 40. This is something I mentioned. I use a lot of these articles to show you guys some data, but be very careful that these are not always 100%. I will always give my opinion and let you know which pieces I don't trust. And this is a little bit red flaggish for me, why Bankrate would run all of their reports on 40-year-olds. And it happened to be that there's only one spot where Allstate was competitive over AAA, and it was the 40-year-old range. So let's kind of dive in a little bit further to see if there's something else playing out. By the way, if you guys are interested in getting a quote from either of these companies, these actually report to a specific company that actually does multiple quotes. I'll put a link for them down below. There's two versions. You can do one through an app where you can just never talk to someone and get some prices, or if you're looking for advice and want to talk to a live agent, that's more of the style that I deal with. I'll put that next to that as well. So bypassing a lot of the basic data, overall, the Allstate is very comparable to the AAA option. The only time that really made a big difference in these articles is when you have an Android phone. For some reason, the Android phone with Allstate was not so good. It was a 3.1 out of 5 stars versus the AAA Google Play Store is a 4.2 out of 5 stars. Apart from that, Allstate destroyed AAA as far as the usage for Apple and having an app service, mainly because they have those different programs and they're a little bit more connected digitally. You're gonna get a little bit better options. I personally find AAA to be a little bit kind of old school, even though they have some cool technology, and I got a feeling that they're gonna come out with some better stuff going forward. But as far as the tech part and the ease of use on a cell phone or a device, I'm gonna give Allstate the win on that section. So now it's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below, what are your questions for either AAA or Allstate? Which one would you lean towards, and which one do you think offers the best options? Have you been with one and had issues, or have you been with one and have been with them enough that you love the fact that you're with them? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I would recommend that you check out one of our other comparison videos for different options. I'm Mark with Think Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.